Tonight ahead on 12 News, a morning surprise. See what left a visitor to Maple Grove's yard waste facility wondering what he had done wrong. Then a festive place for pumpkins. We'll take you to the Golden Valley neighborhood where residents try to tip the scales in their favor. But first, something that aims to catch your eye along roads and trails. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone. October is generally the deadliest month of the year for pedestrians.
State and local officials have tried to reverse that trend with increased crosswalk enforcement and more advanced traffic signals. But there is yet another method used to catch the eye of drivers. Blaine Cleveland explains.
Along the shores of the Mississippi River,
they just finished heating the existing blacktop.
Crews toil away, heating every inch of the asphalt trail and imprinting it with a steel grid. The final product will look as if the trail is made of bricks.
This one here, it's called granite cobble. This was one of our original patterns. It's to look like the cobble streets in Minneapolis.
Randy Johnson's Plymouth-based company Decorative Pavement Marking has been around since 2005, but they do much more than work with asphalt trails.
Our primary goal is dealing with crosswalks, crosswalk safety, and traffic calming.
For example, the decorative crosswalks along Bass Lake Road in Brooklyn Center. It's one of about 20 they've done around the Twin Cities since the business started. These designs aren't just here for decoration. The crews who install them say they're also supposed to help increase pedestrian safety.
One, visibility. They do draw people's attention. People are very accustomed to the common zebra blocks or just the 6-inch transverse stripes. These attract attention. It's something new.
Johnson says they attract attention not just because of the elaborate design, but because they are visible from long distances. The finished product becomes yet another tool to help save lives.
We have people stop when we're actually working on the roads, stop at a red light and open their windows and say they just love it.
In Brooklyn Center, Blaine Cleveland, 12 News.
To date, the Minnesota Department of Public Safety reports that 25 pedestrians have died this year. That's compared to 18 at this time last year.
A Maple Grove City Council member is accused by her brother of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from her dying father. The accusations were made public in a search warrant. According to the warrant, Leanne Sargent's brother became suspicious when only several $100s were left in their father's bank account after his death last March. Councilmember Sargent had been appointed power of attorney in 2008. The search warrant details $97,000 in cash advances and more than $86,000 in what a police detective calls unusual purchases and expenses. Today, Sargent responded by saying, basically, this is a family issue and a probate issue. She went on to tell us it's really sad and the timing, being just before the election, is horrendous. Her attorney says she was using the money to take care of her elderly father. Sargent has not been charged with anything. Eden Prairie Police are investigating the case to avoid a conflict of interest.
In other news, the deadly fungal meningitis outbreak is growing. Today, state health officials say hundreds of Minnesota patients report symptoms. The outbreak is linked to a steroid product that is injected in the spine, and it was shipped from a company in Massachusetts. The Minnesota Surgery Center in Maple Grove is one of 6 healthcare clinics that use the drug to serve patients with chronic pain. So far, the state health department has confirmed that 3 Minnesota patients have fungal meningitis. As we went to air, it was also now linked to 8 deaths nationwide. It is important to note that while other forms of meningitis can be spread through person-to-person contact, fungal meningitis is not contagious. About 950 Minnesota patients are believed to have been treated with the drug.
A booming senior population continues to lead to ever-evolving housing options. Case in point, St. Therese at Oxbow Lake has completed a significant expansion to its Brooklyn Park facility. The expansion includes more than 60 private care suites for transitional and long-term care needs.
So if somebody were to have a fall or needed a hospital stay, typically they would have to leave our campus and go elsewhere for that short-term stay or potential long-term stay. And now they can do that right here on the campus.
Years of planning went into the expansion. The Oxbow Lake campus also added a wellness center that includes a heated swimming pool for therapy. Seniors who aren't Oxbow Lake residents are also able to sign up and use the Wellness Center.
The Maple Grove Yard Waste site is often busy this time of year collecting leaves, but today it celebrated a monumental occasion with its 2 millionth visitor, and boy, was it a surprise.
I didn't know what they want. I didn't know what I did wrong, because they said pull around the corner here.
The Maple Grove site recycles and composts all the yard waste that comes in. The facility opened in 1990, and last year it averaged about 700 cars a day.
I think as the years have gone on, recycling has become more and more in vogue, and people are more willing to take the time to drive out here and dispose of this material.
The site is open 7 days a week until November 30th. And for being the 2 millionth visitor, Charles received a $100 gift card to Target. And we asked that gentleman what he plans to do with the money. He says he'll take it, show it to his wife, and then she'll probably get to spend it. So
Well, that's what'll happen now.
Yeah, exactly. It's on record. Coming up, a Maple Grove couple's leap of courage.
What they hope to do that others couldn't get to succeed. Then later in sports, Osseo piles up the points in a big football clash.
But first, it's a look at your AccuWeather forecast.
It takes a little chutzpah to open up a business franchise after the same one closed years earlier.
But that's exactly what a local couple is doing in Maple Grove. The Great Harvest Bread Company is once again operating. In this week's Business Matters, we take a look at why these local owners believe they'll have better success keeping it open than the previous owners.
This is our honey whole wheat.
When Jeff and Tony Fluke opened their small business in August,
This is our most popular. Yep, this is what we're famous for, our 5-ingredient bread.
they were well aware this local franchise had been tried once before in Maple Grove.
About 6 years ago, there was a Great Harvest Bread Company down on Main Street in Maple Grove.
That shop lasted less than 2 years, but that was then.
Whoa.
This is now.
The economy, we hope, is improving.
That's one piece. This couple also knows this community. Maple Grove residents for more than 30 years, they believe their network and connections are an important ingredient in starting and sustaining a local business.
In talking with friends and families and city officials, it just feels like people really understand how difficult it is for a small business, and they really want us to succeed.
Location matters too. Their spot just off 494 and Weaver Lake Road isn't a fluke.
I think there's more traffic going by here every day than there is over there.
Customer Gary Newman found his way back to this franchise after having to shop around the past couple years.
I'm a bread person, and I just kind of like to patronize different places. You know, I'm not going to go to a grocery store for my loaf of bread. I'd rather go to a bakery to get the bread.
Thousands of loaves of bread have already been sold.
The first weekend, we did over 650 loaves of bread, which was about 50% more than average.
And with a $300,000 investment on the line, these local business owners plan on staying put.
That's what people always say, are you going to stay? Are you going to stay? And we're saying, we have to. Yeah, so yes, it's a big deal for us.
Each franchise is locally owned, and the Maple Grove shop is one of 6 now in the metro. Coming up, a neighborhood in Golden Valley that might be filled with some aching backs.
But first in sports, an amazing ending as Champlin Park and Blaine fight it out in prep football. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. John's here with sports now, and we're talking about one football game where if you left a little early, you missed the whole thing.
Might have got it out of the parking lot a few minutes earlier, but yeah, you missed a fantastic finish. For the first half of their homecoming football game against Blaine, it looked like the Champlin Park Rebels might breeze to their 4th straight win. In the end, though, it turned into a thriller. Homecoming night as the Rebels hosted Blaine. And it's a good start for Champlin Park. Michael Sales on the counterplay gets some good blocks, makes a nice cut, and he sprawls into the end zone for a 14-yard score, and it's 7-0. Second quarter, Sales shows he runs with power too. Takes the handoff and drags a Bengals tackler across the goal line for the touchdown for a 14-0 Rebels lead. They're a little bit lucky on the next one. Quarterback Trevor Garrison tries to reach the ball over the goal line, but it's knocked away and comes right to Sales. He takes it in, and Champlin Park is up 21-0 at the half. but Blaine roars back. Adekunle Ayinde takes the handoff, battles his way in here to pull the Bengals within 21-19 in the fourth quarter. Under a minute to play and a wild finish coming. Blaine's Alex Copa hits Connor Spurbeck across the middle, 33 yards and a touchdown. Blaine takes the lead 27-21 with 50 seconds left. Watch this one. Garrison bobbles the snap, picks it up, and then fires a strike downfield to Bryce Marquardt. A 54-yard touchdown with 33 seconds left, and the Rebels lead 28-27. Blaine isn't done yet. Final seconds, kicker Zach Wright tries for a winning field goal from 45 yards out. Just short. Champlin Park wins a thriller 28-27. Maple Grove's football team is having a very good season. They look to improve to 6-0 when they face Centennial in their homecoming game. First quarter, Blake Skya throws a 10-yard touchdown pass to Jake Winicky. 6-0 Crimson. Second quarter, after Maple Grove lost a fumble, the defense comes through. Eric Scrivseth recovers a Centennial fumble in the end zone for the Crimson touchdown, and it's 13-0. Later in the second, Skya and Winicky hook up again, 15 yards for the touchdown, 19-0 Maple Grove at the half. In the fourth quarter, Skya to Winicky again, a 3-yard touchdown pass. Maple Grove goes on to win at 33-6. Homecoming at Osseo High School as the Orioles take on district rival Park Center. Osseo goes up early. Bridge Tussler scores on a short run, 7-0 Orioles, and plenty more scoring to come for the Orange and Black. They go to the air for the next one. Garrison Gallard throws deep to Connor Kittleson, 25 yards, 13-0 Osseo. Still in the first, Gallard throws for Kittleson again. Kittleson is an easy stroll in the end zone after the defense can't break it up. 28-0 Orioles after a quarter. Second quarter, Tussler has some good blocking and he battles through a tackle to make it into the end zone. 35-0 at this point, 48-0 Osseo is the final. The Lake Conference held the top 3 spots in the state Class 6A football rankings last week. Second-ranked Wayzata was at home to face third-ranked Edina. After a short Wayzata punt into a strong win, Edina takes advantage of the win. Kicker Patrick LaCour with a 44-yard field goal, 3-0 Hornets. Edina plays very solid in the first half. Quarterback Mark Hanberg spins left and finds an opening to run. It's 13-3 Hornets after that touchdown run by Hanberg. They lead at 13-3 at the half. Trojans change that, though, in the third quarter. Marley Allison's punt smothered by Saul Eugene. Chris Pearson gets the recovery, and Wayzata's within 13-10. Edina pinned deep again, another possession, but Allison gets this one away. Low liner into a strong wind. Brett Klassen scoops it up and heads upfield. Klassen brought down at the 1-yard line, and it sets up a score and a quarterback sneak, and it's 17-13. The Trojans have the momentum. Edina, though, makes a huge play to turn the tables. They're pinned deep again, but Hanberg throws over the top to speedy receiver Allison. He breaks the tackle on midfield, and then he's gone. 97 yards for a touchdown. Edina holds on for a 20-17 win. It's Wayzata's first loss of the season. Great football games at a couple of different schools, including that one last Friday.
All right, thanks a lot, John. In Local Vote 2012 this week, we'll be hearing from all 6 candidates running for election to the Brooklyn Park City Council.
In Brooklyn Park's West District, incumbent Dean Heng is not running for re-election, but a former council member, Terry Gearin, is running against John Jordan, a former state representative for that seat.
This last May, when I lost my wife, former council member Jeanette Meyer, I realized the only thing she loved as much as her family was this city, Brooklyn Park. Thanks to the 4 years I served in the council with Jeanette, I can hit the ground running. We have so many opportunities, new land to develop, neighborhoods to rejuvenate and create. I feel the council has made many positive strides, but we must work even harder to make the city more business and neighbor friendly. The city needs to be known as, how can I help you? Not, you can't do that. We are making Brooklyn Park a safer city, but we cannot forget our goal, making people proud to say, I live in Brooklyn Park. I promise to work hard and hope that people say, thank you, Terry Gearin, for being my council member.
Over the past few months, I've had hundreds of conversations with our residents. You've told me about your concerns about crime, about business growth, and about the image of our community. Our image affects us in so many ways: business development, who moves to our city, our property values, just to name a few. Our campaign theme of good jobs, lower crime, and better image has resonated with our residents because it addresses those concerns. I'm the only candidate with the experience necessary to effect real change. This is one of the reasons even Sheriff Rich Stanek has endorsed my candidacy. Please visit my website at johnjordan.com to see more about me and my community and business experience. On November 6th, I would be honored if you would vote for me, John Jordan, for Brooklyn Park City Council.
And on Tuesday, we will hear from candidates running in Brooklyn Park's Central District. And remember, you can see all of our candidate profiles on our website. Well, up next, not exactly Charlie Brown's Great Pumpkin.
It's actually something much bigger. We'll show you the Golden Valley giants of a new generation when we come back. In part of Golden Valley, the neighbors have a knack for growing giant pumpkins.
It is a friendly competition that seems to get bigger every year.
That is our color guard, followed by Golden Valley's finest there.
The Kelly Drive Pumpkin Way Off is an event that's grown so much over the years, it even has its own parade. And if it seems a little offbeat, well, that's just fine. There's even pumpkin royalty riding in on the stars of the day. The scale is set up with precision, and pumpkins are hoisted into place.
I am the unofficial judge for the Golden Valley Pumpkin Way Off.
It's a job Steve Litton has been doing, well, unofficially for 16 years.
I have to be unbiased.
This all started when two neighbors challenged each other to see who could grow the biggest pumpkin. It's become an annual rite of fall in this part of Golden Valley.
Drum roll, please. 137 pounds.
That was a pumpkin called the Jolly Green Giant, but they are just getting started.
230 pounds for Wayne.
Yes, the pumpkins are named. Another is called the Hillside Strangler.
280 pounds.
But the winner tipped the scales at
433 pounds.
433 pounds.
It belongs to Bob Bruner, who's won before and came up with a name on the spot.
Wanna be bigger.
The record here is 881½ pounds. This crop didn't come close, but that's okay.
This whole festival is all about the neighborhood that we live in. I know people up and down the block, so it's just a great neighborhood to be in.
Now, Bob has won before, and the winner gets to keep a traveling trophy for a year and, of course, bragging rights in the neighborhood. I think that might be the more important
I bet. Love it.
That'll do it for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
Community Corner is coming up next.